The burnt egg roll.
What was your experience like last year in New York City during the pandemic, man? Because I'm sure everywhere in the U.S., everywhere around the world, it's all different for everybody. The experience, the pandemic. I mean, we're still kind of in it, but I feel like it's kind of phasing out a little bit. But like,
Yeah,
what was New York City like? Your experience last year?
it was all kind of happening here first, and so like all the eyes were on. It was pretty scary. I mean, I thought that I had it at the beginning, but who knows? You couldn't get tested back then, so it's kind of like, who knows? But it was a harrowing kind of experience because it's like it's quiet. There's not many people on the street. There's not many cars around. The whole city shuts down, and it's the only time I'd ever seen New York that quiet for any time was basically we had a blizzard a few years ago, and they forced all the cars off the street, but like is all day and night all you would hear was ambulances and sirens and sirens and sirens. And so that's what it was like the first like month and a half. And I think everybody's kind of adapted to like I live by myself. People who live by themselves who are like generally social people. I mean, you live in New York usually because you're out all the time. Like you don't spend a lot of time at home, and so apartments are smaller. And so it's like all of a sudden you go from being a very, very social being to like a completely isolated being. So there's like a lot of like mental fuckery going on there, right? And then eventually, like people start like lightening up after 6, 7 weeks, like, okay, we're gonna make this little, I mean, I think this is pretty much going on everywhere though, right? It's like, okay, we're gonna make our pod of like 3 people, and we're only gonna see these 3 people. And you like touch somebody for the first time in 6 weeks, and you're like, oh my God, that was fucking awesome. Like we're hugging, this is great.
In my mind, I picture New York City during that time, like that movie
Yeah.
I Am Legend with Will Smith.